What's your name?
My name is Ashley Dieudonné, and I live in Dyckman, Manhattan.
How long have you been living in New York?
I have been living in New York for my entire life, actually. I've been living in this city for most of my life. I moved here when I was about 9 years old from Sullivan County, which is like an hour and a half above the city, not too far. So yeah, I've always been around the city.
What do you like about New York? New York City.
That's a really deep question.
Just tell us what you like.
So, for one, always going to be number one, the people. I think I've done a lot of traveling, to this point in my life, a few different countries, a few different states, and the people here just have something different about them. They just have a different grit about them. They have a different realness to them that I don't think I've ever gotten in other places. A lot of people think we're mean, but we're not. As I'm sure you've heard, this is a very common saying nowadays that New Yorkers are kind, but they're not nice. So I've always appreciated that. If you needed help from someone, people are never not willing to do that, but they might not be very nice while doing it. They will help you. And I love that about the city. I feel like I connect with the people a lot.
What do you do for work here? Or do you work here?
I do work here. So I am a financial analyst at a real estate investment trust. And it's perfect because this is the financial capital of the world. And I get to do finance here, which is great.
What is the commute like for you coming to work every day?
My commute is not too bad. Door to door, it's about 45 minutes. Train's like 25 minutes, straight shot on the one. And then I like to stroll, before I get on the train and after.
And what is going on the weekends with people your age?
Oh, that's a fun question, Mother. What is going on the weekends? So there's always a lot to do. I think it depends on the borough that you're in. I haven't hung out on Staten Island for a little while, but I think particularly in Manhattan, as you can hear, there's a lot of music in the background. There's always a block party. There's street festivals. I personally like quaint little speakeasies. I like steakhouses. It's kind of bad, but I got a little more refined taste these days. At least I like to think. Brooklyn is always a fun vibe. There are even more block parties there. The vibes are just a little bit more like, I don't want to use the word welcoming, but I think it's very cultured and there's much more of a diverse group of people living in Brooklyn, so I just like to be around that energy. What else do we do?
It's lunchtime and I want to show your lunch.
Oh yeah, let's show lunch.
So tell us about New York food.
They have everything. There's never been anything that I've not been able to get that I wanted. There's like a variety of different, just like restaurant ambiances. You can have something that looks like this, which is great for like daytime lunches right in Midtown. You can, as I mentioned, like go to a cute speakeasy and have good small dishes there. I really love going to like the hole in the wall spots. A lot of people, I guess, don't know this, but New York has just amazing Caribbean food, but not at any big, commercial restaurant. You gotta go to like the neighborhood spots. I live in Dyckman, so a lot of great Dominican food. You go to Queens, get basically food from any culture in the world. That's just really good. It's always like a hole in the wall spot, like I mentioned. We got a lot of those. Love that.
So, talking about the people being mean in New York, what that's saying? Why are they saying the people are mean in New York?
I think people are unable to see past the rough exterior that we have. New York is very known for being fast-paced, and it is. And so when you have interactions with most people, they're likely on their way somewhere, on their way back somewhere. New Yorkers do not like to be bothered when they're in transit, okay? And that's when a lot of people that are not from here have interactions with New Yorkers in transit. I think that's where that comes from, because there's not a lot of time to like stop and talk. Again, the pleasantries, we sort of do away with those. But we'll always be kind when it matters, and we'll always come together and work together when it matters. But yeah, I think it's just like the bluntness of New Yorkers, that they just don't really stop and give you the time of day. We don't really smile at strangers or say good morning to random people. Everyone is sort of in their own world until it matters, then action needs to be taken. So I don't think we're mean, but I see why people think that.
So you are a real New Yorker, born and raised here. So what it's like? Is it still number one?
If you ask me for my opinion, I 100% think it's number one. Okay, right in the camera when I say this, New York is number one.
Why?
I don't know. It might be the bias in me of just like, oh, this is the greatest city in the world. But I think the diversity, the food, the culture, the music, just the sheer energy of the people, like it just gives us that number one spot. And I don't think that we would be regarded as number one if there wasn't some truth to it. But yeah, I think we do have a lot of work to do in terms of infrastructure, as a lot of big cities do, but no doubt, still number one on the spot. Still number one.
Well, I think you told us everything that we wanted to know. Do you want to add anything?
I love New York.
People that live elsewhere?
So people that live elsewhere, okay, so what would I say to people that live elsewhere? Definitely come visit. We would love to have you. A lot of people say we wouldn't, but we would. Just a few things. Walk fast. You already know this. Walk fast. I work right in Midtown. There's nothing worse than trying to get home after a long day, a long, grueling day of work, and there's tourists walking. Like, can you stop stopping? You know, just walk. Know where you're going. If you need to stop and look at your phone, pull over. It's just like driving. It's just like driving. Pull over, and no one will hate you. But yeah, come visit New York. We'll love you here. You'll love us here. It's a great place to be.
Thank you, Miss Ashley, and we love New York. Thank you. Bye-bye.